What is up, RC enthusiasts? Check it out. We have this guy in action. This is my Kyosho hang-on rider, or hang-on racer as they call it. And this guy right here used to sit right here on my shelf for the past 4 years, just sitting all there raggedy and everything. As you can tell right here, it's fully done up right now. Ready to go and ready to run. So on this video, I'm going to show you how I got it from where it was sitting over there to this. And then pretty soon here, we'll be able to take this back out for a run and see how fun this thing was. Let's check it out.
Excuse the 3D printer, guys, but I'm pretty sure right here you guys can see my problem. I totally forgot that this was broken right here. Oh no. I hope the metal one is just strong enough to hold by one screw back here, because it's just one screw at the back on the other side right here that I'm pointing at that holds this whole gearbox in place. And maybe I'll try to find a repair for that right there somehow. If not, I'm going to have to buy a new frame, it looks like, because that's part of the frame, I believe. Boy, I gotta do some maintenance to that, so that chain still feels pretty good. Very least, obviously, because there's no motor or anything attached to anything in there. The gears are all stripped in here. That's the reason I have these guys right here, the GPM racing gears. And I went ahead and said, you know what? GPM racing gearbox, aluminum gearbox as well. This one's for the NSR. I think this is the Suzuki though, and this is for the Honda, but they're the same gearbox. One just says NSR on it. All right, time to upgrade. Check out how tiny this thing is compared to the Promoto MX. Promoto MX chain. Tiny, tiny little chain. So that's pretty cool. This GPM replacement one also replaces the rear sprocket. So that's your rear sprocket now, that cool looking one right there with a little silver ring around it. The cool Arumarum gearbox, anodized silver gray. So it looks like for the rear tire here, you're just gonna pull this out. And you're going to reuse all that right there. Black bushing right there. And this rod to transfer over to there. Ideally it would be bearings, but I don't think I have bearings this size to replace it with. Pretty sweet. Got it dirty already with my greasy hands. Dang it. Now we need these pins right here to go through here. And I would grease these pins for sure, because there's no bearings or anything here. It's just relying on grease now. Smaller ring in there. That's what the chain rides on. And you can install it like this, putting the chain on the loop, put it through there, just put it through the loop, put it in the transmission. Make sure the chain's already sitting on the sprocket in there so you can get this other gear all together. And yeah, it's in there. And like I said, I would put some grease on all these pins right here because there's no bearings in here. And then put the top on. Like so, and 3 screws. So that's how it looks like with the screw snugged up and everything all together. It's time to install it back here with that screw in the back right here, and the other screw that's up here, that broken tab, which I'm going to repair. I'm going to do it later and repair it. I'm just going to install this to show you guys how it looks like, because I still have to grease the gears and everything. So this is just to show you what everything looks like in here. Goes in there. This wheel needs to go in here. Chain wrapping around there. There you go, chain's on. There's the axle. Get it through the other side. There you go. Get this bolt back in here, huh? And then just grab cheapy dollar store pliers. My RC tools. There's no adjustment on the rear here, the adjustment's all at the motor here. Let me get the screw back here on here, and the screw up there. Well, there's my temporary fix for now, just a zip tie, holding it up there and then snugging it up right there, and it seems to be pretty good. Back screw's pretty tight on there, and yeah, everything is working. Probably need to tighten it up a little bit. But until I get the motor in there, then I'm going to worry about the tension of the chain once I get the motor in this thing. We're gonna put a brushless motor in here. ESC, probably a 16 scale ESC with a 16 scale brushless motor in here probably. And you know, I'm not gonna go too fast, 2S. I just want this thing to be, you know, looking scale, probably running like 20 miles an hour-ish. Well, it's using a big weight in the front tire, so the more you speed up, the more gyroscopic effect you get from that, and that's how it works for the gyro on this one. No actual motor in the gyro or nothing, but actually still has real wheels, you know, doesn't have like hidden wheels or anything that have like a motorized gyro hidden in the wheels. Nope, these things still look pretty cool and pretty legit for the rider that moves around when you lean. Well, there you guys go. Fully done. Oh man, my ugly electric tape job right there to try to protect it. Horrible, horrible. Now peeling that off is going to have a lot of residue. Check it out, guys. The hang-on rider is ready for action. I have a brushless motor in here, and I was supposed to go with this setting right here. I was going to do this quick run 16 amp ESC with this ZD Racing brushless motor. I have the same motor in there right now as this. It looks just like this, and they both don't have a KV on them, and the other one doesn't even have a brand name on it. It's just a blue motor that's in there right now. This motor was the motor I wanted to fit in there because it has the proper hole. These two holes right here, the inner ones fit, and the other blue motor I have that's in there, all the holes are equal distance, so I could only put one screw in there. I had to put the little pad that goes between the motor and the gearbox to hopefully create some traction right there and tighten down one screw to hold everything together. So there's only one screw holding everything together down there right now, and you'll see that pretty soon. But anyway, instead of having all this in there and this giant receiver and figuring out how to stuff all that in there, I have this motor in there, and I'm running this transmitter right here. It's for my little HBX monster truck. So there's a 2-in-1 ESC receiver, the red one right there, you see right there, that's the one from the HBX. So it's the HBX motor as well, and HBX pinion gear in there as well. So I have HBX pinion, HBX motor, HBX ESC. So it's pretty much running full HBX power system in here, and you know, the leaning rider, so cool. He looks that way and leans that way, and you see the front, it actually doesn't steer the tire, it just moves the whole fork left and right. Oh. Well, there you guys go. It's ready to go for some action. Show you guys what it looks inside here. There you go. That's how the battery's sitting there. I have a 1000 milliamp hour 2S sitting in there right now. So there you can tell I only have one screw holding the motor in place right there in the very back, and I got the pinion on backwards because I have no room. I can't even put the other screw. Even if I had room for the other screw in there, I couldn't put it in with this pinion on. So I would need a different pinion, different motor, just to get everything to work right. But right now it is working, so. Might need a new chain. Hopefully they still sell those for this. I could probably put a bigger pinion in here. You can tell there's a lot of room for a bigger pinion in there. And get a little bit more speed out of it, but for now this should be good for learning how to drive this thing again, because like I said, there's no gyro in this thing. I guess you can say it's a mechanical gyro, not an electric gyro. But hey, they figured it out. Kyosho's been selling this bike forever, and it works. Well, alright guys, thanks for watching as usual. And hit that subscribe if you like this kind of content. And for now, be safe out there, go have fun, and run that RC.